Warriors, rise. Grand Rising Warriors. You're probably wondering why it looks a little bit different right now. It's Saturday morning, about 6:20 in the morning. Just got done with all my podcast. And I'm going to share with you some stuff that you may not want to hear, but it is life-changing stuff, right? So this is what I talk about on my podcast, the Coach JV podcast. It's completely unhinged, just me venting 8 to 12 minutes every single morning. I've been doing it since 2017. There's over 1,300 podcasts. And I'm going to share with something you may not want to hear, but it is the formula that I've used to reach success. And it's so unbelievably simple, but it's become so difficult within our current paradigm. Okay. So I'm kind of doing a mini podcast right here, but I'm just in such a vibrational frequency right now. I just want to express this to you guys. And I'm going to tell you the mathematical formula and the magic that can change your life. Here's the truth. Okay. You have what's called competing commitments. And I may lose some subscribers on this one. My podcast, people come and go because the reason why they come and go is because it's hitting them so deep that they have to look in the mirror. You have what's called competing commitments, okay? The reason why I'm sitting here today and the reason why we have 1.5 million followers worldwide on all our combined social media platforms, and we're growing about 10,000 followers a day, there's one reason why. One reason why. It's not because I'm devastatingly handsome. You guys can see that, obviously, right? Just kidding. It's not because I'm more educated. It's not because I'm more smart. It's not because I have this, this star factor, right? All of you have this. All of you have this. Here's what's stopping you. You have what's called competing commitments. You're so full of shit to yourself every single night in the mirror. We tell people that we're going to be successful. We tell people that we're going to be an influencer. We tell people that we're going to be a top investor and a multimillionaire. And we tell people that we're going to start a business. And we tell people that we're going to change the world. And we tell people that we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And what you have, what's called competing commitments, is very, very simple. Okay. I learned this from a gentleman named Joe Italic. Okay. You have what's called competing commitments. So on one side, you have what you say you're going to do with your life. I'm going to be an XRP millionaire. I'm going to be a crypto millionaire. Okay. I'm going to be a top investor. I'm going to be a good husband. I'm going to be a good father. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to build a massive company. And on the other side over here, you have what's called competing commitments. So I'm going to break down a couple things. So you're saying that you want to be a good spouse, partner, husband, or loved one. You want to work on your relationship. So that's your commitment here on this side. And then on the other side over here, you have what's called competing commitments. Okay. Your competing commitment to your actual commitment is stronger because your competing commitment gives you lots and lots of dopamine at a frequent amount of time right away. Your commitment doesn't give you dopamine for a long period of time because your commitment takes consistency, discipline done for a long enough period of time until you reach that vibrational frequency. And once you hold it for a long enough period of time and reprogram your subconscious mind, you will start to feel the dopamine of that. And the dopamine is very short. It's very short-lived. And then you level up again. Very few people can stay on this side of commitment. But on this side, so you say you want a great relationship over here, okay? So let's lock this down. But on this side, your competing commitment, you're watching pornography every single day, okay? You're literally lustfully looking at Instagram profiles and TikTok. And if you just look at your Instagram or TikTok profile, you can see what your algorithm is. Very, very, very simple. You're lustfully talking to women at work. You're talking disrespectfully about your spouse, partner, or loved one at work, but your commitment is to have a good relationship. So your competing commitment is giving you small amounts of dopamine every single second of the day. And so your commitment to being lustful, your commitment to pornography, your commitment to scrolling on Instagram is stronger than your actual commitment. It's a competing commitment. Okay. If you can master this, you will be successful beyond your wildest dreams. You want to be an entrepreneur. The fact is only 10% of people are entrepreneurs and very few people make it. Here's why. Because you tell everybody your commitment on this side, you tell everybody you're going to build this business and you have this idea and you're going to do all this stuff and it's exciting. And there's dopamine in the beginning, right? There's dopamine in the beginning. And then once you get into it and you start to fail and you start to fear judgment and you realize that it takes hard work and dedication and consistency and discipline and sometimes long, long, long nights, then you start to hit what's called competing commitments. So you go back to your old paradigm, you start going to happy hour with your buddies. Playing poker with your buddies on Friday is more important than actually building your business, right? You say you're going to work on your business, but as you're sitting at your desk working on business, you're scrolling through Instagram, you're looking at pornography, you get distracted. Instead of posting 5 to 6 times a day or 70 times per week, you redo it over and over again, and then you give up and you do it a couple days, and then you sleep in one day, and then you don't do your workout the next day, and then you start to justify those behaviors. Oh, you don't have to be disciplined every day. And you start to justify by dogging other people for their disciplined activities. That's your competing commitment over here. And you got the other person over here who's consistent every single day. Okay. You say you want to lose weight. Then we'll go into investor after this because a lot of investors are watching this. You say you want to lose weight. This is not just these are facts, okay? You say you want to lose weight. That's your commitment over here. I want to lose weight. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. But over here, one day you eat well, and the next day you eat bad. And then you keep hitting your alarm over and over again. So your commitment to being unhealthy, your competing commitment is stronger than your commitment over here. Let's go into investor. Okay. You tell everybody because you discover XRP or XLM or Bitcoin, and you discover cryptocurrency. Like, I'm an investor now. I'm an investor. I'm committed to becoming a multimillionaire. It's exciting. The market is pumping in 2020. The market is pumping in 2021. Then boom, shit hits the fan in 2022. So then your commitment starts to falter and your competing commitment. You start listening to the news. You start listening to all the fudsters. You start listening to all the bullshit like all the JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon telling you that cryptocurrency is a fraud, but you're not listening to the actually distributed ledger technology. You start to get what's called competing commitments and you start getting flooded out of the market because your competing commitment is to listening to the bullshit besides becoming a committed long-term fundamental investor. So today is all about competing commitments. And if you can master this, so let me talk about myself from a personal perspective. Okay. So I have dyslexia, was never a star athlete in high school. Stuff happened to me as a child that shouldn't happen to a child. We have been dealing with that for a long time. I'm a broken ass dude who's been working to heal myself for a very, 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 very long time. There is something that I have mastered. It is discipline and consistency. And the reason why I'm so confident and the reason why I have freedom is because I'm disciplined and consistent. And since 2017, when I told corporate America to fuck off in the banking system and I went on my own journey, as I have done the same thing every single day. Actually, I've been doing this for 16 years. Really, I did it in corporate America as well. You people in corporate America remember it. People used to talk about before they woke up, I had meditated, I'd prayed, I'd done all kinds of stuff before any executive ever woke up. So this has been going on for 16 years, but specifically let's talk about since I walked out of corporate America. I wake up at 2:50 every. This is not about what time you wake up. Please, everybody's like, it's not about what time I wake up at 2:50. It works for me. It has nothing to do with you. I wake up at 2:50 every single morning. I'm at work by 3:30 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday. I have a different pattern because I go to the gym and do meditation, steam room, blah, blah, blah. But consistently, I wake up at 2:50 every single day. Okay. I'm at work by 3:30. By 7 a.m., I've done a YouTube video. I've done 1 to 2 TikTok videos. I've done 2 Twitter posts. I've done an Instagram post. And I've done multiple stories on my Instagram. By 9 o'clock in the morning, this is a fact, I've done more than most human beings will do in a week on social media and work-wise. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I've done more work and more effective activities than most people will do in a month that have competing commitments. It's literally a secret sauce that I have. At 2 o'clock every single day, I have the ability to leave, and from 2 to bedtime, I have the ability to be with my children. Absolute, complete consciousness, awareness, connectivity, no work. I don't answer messages. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm not meeting with you. I'm not. I'm very strict on that because I don't have competing commitments. My commitment to being a healed, father, my commitment to building generational wealth, my commitment to being a healed partner as I grow into that field, right? My commitment to being a good example for my kids, my commitment to leading this warrior community is much stronger than my competing commitments. Much stronger. And the mathematical formula that I've used is doing the same thing on a daily basis with discipline, consistency, not worrying about the ups, not worrying about the downs, but consistently dollar cost averaging the activities and behaviors, knowing that the seeds that I planted will yield a crop. It doesn't matter if it's up. It doesn't matter if I've lost all my money. I do the same things over and over and over and over and over. That's the formula. There's no esoteric mathematical book you need to read. Those are part of the tools and process. And I read a book every single day. That's part of the tools and processes. The education is the neuroplasticity that you're creating so you can be more educated. You can have educated conversations. You can raise your frequency and you attract higher level people into your life. And you don't have to do anything. And it doesn't matter what people say. You know, people have been saying lately, JV's all about money. Come talk to me. I'll show you my finances. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. We went from mom's couch 3 years ago to employing 16 people, 21 team members with volunteers worldwide, 21 different countries, excuse me. Over 5,000 warriors. It's just because I'm consistent. It wasn't overnight success. I've been doing this since 2017. So you have what's called competing commitments if you don't have what you have. You have competing commitments. That's a fact. It's a fact. So what do you want for your life? You want to be a millionaire? You can do it. You can do it. You got to stop having fucking competing commitments. Here's your commitment, millionaire. What are the things you're doing over here? You don't need the new video game. You shouldn't be playing excessive video game playing. You need to cut out pornography. You need to change those activities and put them into reading books, studying investors, studying billionaires, doing the activity. You can't have competing commitments. You can't. Okay. You want to be a millionaire, but you're hanging out with your buddies from high school. They keep talking shit about the last touchdown that they threw, or they're clowning that you get with your buddies and like, oh, you're a bitch. Oh, you're whooped. They say you're pussy whooped and all this. Like, no, I'm committed to my family. I'm not pussy whooped. My wife is very important to me. My foundational relationship. So if you have that type of stuff, that has to be gone. If they're not vibrationally aligned with you, your high school buddies, they have to be gone. That's a fact. They need to be gone. And some of you aren't willing to do that, but you're like, oh, I want to be a millionaire and I want to have a good family. But your little buddies from high school are more important than this? Do they pay your bills? Do they raise your kids? Do they sleep with your wife at night? I hope not. Do they put food on the table for your family and they're telling you you're pussy whooped over here? Come on, man. It's time for us to level up and grow up. And like I said, I'm probably going to lose some subscribers here. I'm not worried about that. That's not my worry. That's not my concern. My concern is to continue to express myself freely and openly on these platforms and share with you that you are the greatest of all time. And I want to be open with you guys because I was a drug addict 16 years ago, an opiate addict. I committed suicide, attempted suicide on December 18, 2006. It's unrealistic for me to be here right now. In the world's eyes, not in my eyes, because my commitments are much stronger than my competing commitments. I don't have competing commitments. If I say I'm going to do something, I fucking do it. I fucking do it. I've seen it all the time in my life. I see it all the time. People come and go. They say they're going to go do great things, and then they're right back in the same cycle because they say they're committed, and then I can actually see their competing commitments. You can see it. You can feel it. You can just watch it. So once you start to become extremely disciplined, you become an observer of your own reality and your own activities. And you see the mirror as your friend because you look in the mirror and say, did I do the things that I needed to do to move my family forward? Did I have competing commitments today? And it's okay. Some days you're going to have them, but you shatter those things. You get back to commitment. You watch porn one day. Hey, why did I watch it? Why was I in a low vibration frequency field? Boom, cut it out. Get back to commitment. Okay. So I'm working to be an investor, right? My commitment is to be an investor, but I'm being sloppy and I'm going to put money into poker with my friends. I'm going to the casino. I'm doing sloppy activities. Ask yourself why. What's the low vibrational frequency? Get your shit together. Pick up a book. Boom, get back. Dollar cost average. Okay. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. A little longer video. Let's get after it today. A little bit of a different setup. I just came out of my podcast, the Coach JV podcast. Check it out. If you type my name, Coach JV, in Google, everything will come up. My podcast. We have all kinds of stuff out there. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, whatever. Love you guys. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together.